The room erupted in laughter. But it wasn't the good kind, the kind that warms a classroom or makes you smile despite yourself. No, this laughter had teeth. It was sharp, cruel, and filled with the kind of venom only teenagers can manage. And it was all directed at one person, Emma, the quiet girl, the invisible one. She was the kind of girl who sat in the back of the class, head down, books neatly arranged, her pencil tapping to a rhythm only she understood. She never interrupted, never raised her voice, never fought back. Most days, it seemed like Emma barely existed, but that day, the world saw her. It started with a math class. Mr. Hargrove had stepped out to talk to another teacher, just 2 minutes, maybe less. But for bullies, 2 minutes is a lifetime. Troy and Connor, the class clowns who weren't funny to anyone except themselves, made their move. Whispers traveled across desks like smoke. A dare was made, a bet was probably placed, and Emma, sitting in her usual corner, focused on solving a problem, didn't notice them approaching, until it was too late. Connor grabbed her. From behind, Troy reached forward, his face twisted in a grin of mock cruelty. In one swift, disgusting motion, he yanked the collar of her shirt. There was a loud rip. Fabric tore like paper. Emma gasped. The room froze for half a second, then broke into chaos. Some students laughed. Others looked away, uncomfortable. But doing nothing, her face flushed bright red as she tried to cover herself, pulling her backpack up, hugging it like a shield. But it was what came next that silenced the room. Emma stood up, slowly. She didn't cry, she didn't run, she didn't even yell. Instead, she looked at the two boys with a stare so fierce, so cold, it seemed to drop the temperature in the room. Then she kicked the desk in front of her, hard. The desk screeched across the tile floor, flipped, and crashed down like a thunderclap. Silence. Even Troy stepped back, stunned. This wasn't the Emma they knew. No one said a word. Emma spoke. Finally, her voice was steady, low, unshaken. You think I'm weak because I don't talk, because I don't fight. But I've fought harder things than you too, every single day. And I'm done pretending I can't break you. Then she walked out, shoulders back, spine straight, head high. The story doesn't end there. Rumors swirled. The principal called Emma in. Boys were suspended. But more importantly, people started seeing Emma, realizing what she had carried quietly all this time. Anxiety, bullying, and a loneliness that had nearly crushed her spirit. After that day, Emma didn't shrink anymore. She joined a self-defense class at a local community center. At first, just to find some strength within herself, but soon she began helping other girls like her stand up for themselves. She spoke at assemblies, quietly at first. Then, with more confidence, she told her story. Not to shame her bullies, but to remind others that silence doesn't mean weakness, that kindness doesn't mean you're helpless, and that standing up doesn't always start with fists, but sometimes with one loud, shaking kick of a desk. Challenges Emma faced: years of silent bullying, mocking, and isolation, self-doubt and fear of confrontation, embarrassment and shame after the incident, pressure to remain invisible and unheard. Her growth and resolution chose courage over comfort by standing up in front of the class, found healing and confidence through martial arts and support groups, turned her pain into power by inspiring others who felt invisible, became a quiet leader respected, not feared in the end. Emma didn't need revenge, she needed to be seen. And the world saw her not because she kicked a desk but because she chose to rise when it was easier to crumble. She became the girl no one could ignore anymore. And that silence she created in that classroom, it didn't come from fear, it came from awe.